So, the year is 2024 and it has been 12 years since Samsung released this device, the Samsung Galaxy S3. We're going to see what this thing can do in 2024. Also, I apologize right away if you hear any motor sounds like this. That's the camera focusing, it does it automatically. So, let's turn this thing on, get a good look at this thing in 2024. Alright, so turn it on. Heard it vibrate right there. Wait for the logo to come up. There we go. And here's the boot sound. Actually the same as the S5. I'm going to skip past this part since it's literally just the same red screen for 2 minutes. Alright, we are booted on the home screen. So let's take a look at what the S3 can do in 2024. Let's start off with some light gaming. Well, we're going to start with Flappy Bird, which is a classic. If you've played a few rounds of Flappy Bird, you will know just how infuriating it is. Flappy Bird plays perfectly fine on the S3. Next up, we have Basketball Arcade. As you can see, it works with no issues at all. It's just another swipe game for like Flappy Bird, but with an actual purpose. Next up is another game that this phone plays absolutely perfectly. Minecraft. We can play Minecraft perfectly fine. Just fly around, build what you want to build, sort of stuff like that. Next up, another classic, Paper Toss. As you can see, it is stuttering a little bit, but that's just the intro. And of course, ads are going to come up, unfortunately. For those of you who don't know what Paper Toss is, you're basically in an office and you're trying to throw paper into the recycling bin. Hold on. Next up, let's try an indie game that came out over 5 years after this phone was released. You can probably tell what it is. Baldi's Basics in Education and Learning. Let's give this a try. Stutters, as you can see. We can walk around and we can run and open doors. Also, notice that. Also, we cannot see through basically anything. And those are supposed to be windows, so that's something with this phone, CPU. This is a modded version, so that could have something to do with it. But it's just Baldi's Basics, just kind of slow, but it is perfect. It is playable though. As you can see here, we are running Android 4.4.2. It is an SCH i535, which is the Verizon variant. And what's cool about the Verizon variant, if we go into our task manager, you will see we have 2 gigabytes of RAM. Most S3s have 1 gigs of RAM, which causes them to be super slow, but not this S3. Got 2 gigs of RAM and 16 gigs of storage built in. I will show you around the hardware at the end, but we have 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of storage, and Android 4.4, which is pretty decent. What about some basic web browsing? As you can see, of course, Google obviously loads just fine. It's one of the things that no matter how old something is, it'll always load. Using a download site such as APK Mirror also loads, so I can download my APKs specifically for Android 4.4. This older browser even supports most websites to this day, as it is actually one of the last versions that supports Android 4.4 before they jump to 5.1. See, eBay loads perfectly fine. I'm assuming Amazon will as well. So we go Amazon. So you can do some light shopping. Samsung's website also works for searching for a new phone. Same with Apple. As you can see, it even is a little bit slow in terms of typing things in here. We'll do an internet speed test in a second. Seems to load fine. Probably you're wondering, what about YouTube? Well, you can use a downloaded app called SkyTube, which is basically a fork of YouTube, but it gives you premium features for nothing, but you do need an Android device. It just shows the most trending videos, like Tesla's We Robot event. You can even download videos directly to your device without having to use any sort of online service. So you can just download directly onto your device and watch anywhere. This is also handy if your internet speed is slow and cannot handle streaming a video properly. You're probably wondering how fast the baseband in this thing is. Let's see. Not the baseband, the Wi-Fi card in this thing is not that great. I think the iPhone 4S beat it a bit. I mean, granted, the Wi-Fi router is in the room right next to us, unlike with the iPhone 4S. But this is still pretty slow. Or if you were going on a cruise without internet and you do not want to pay Carnival's intense internet price, this is also good if you see a video you want to watch potentially on the cruise on your downtime, and you could just download it. Sort of like if I wanted to watch the We Robot event, I could just three dots, download, then it'll start downloading, and then I can watch it once it's done. Now before we get to the specs and end the video, let's go into the Device Check app and see what we're working with. Okay, in the Device Check app, as you can see, it's a Samsung Exynos. I think it's a Snapdragon S4 that's in here. Dual core, there's our GPU, 720p display. Yep, 2 gigs of RAM. And I have a 32 gig SD card in there. Verizon Galaxy S3. It was made on October 30th, 2012, so almost 12 years ago. Battery is at 17% charge, and that's the correct capacity. Wi-Fi. Camera, it is 8 megapixels and a 2 megapixel front camera. Now before I end the video, I'm going to show you around the hardware. So right here we have a micro USB port. Back we have our 8 megapixel sensor, LED flash, and our flashlight. Speaker. Under here is our card reader, SIM slot, and battery. I'm not going to take it off. Volume keys. Analog output. And our power button. So, that's it. Samsung Galaxy S3 Verizon variant in 2024. Thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. See you guys next time. Goodbye.